Hey, what's up? Welcome to Degen Ed. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts, like the chart behind me, which is of Luminar Technologies, ticker symbol LAZR. And here I am recording this on the afternoon of Tuesday, August 6th, just after Luminar has reported their earnings. And, just before that report came out, Luminar closed at a price of $1.40.5, being up about almost 5% on the day, but actually pulling back on the day as we can see that this is a red candle opening at a price of 145, but then closing, 4.5 cents lower. And, so with that being said, during the stream, I did peek at this, looking at it on the 1 minute time scale. We can actually look at it now. And, it's just been a bunch of barcoding, nothing too exciting. And so, I think that, maybe this is just that investors have been waiting for some news, the results for this to either take off or tank. And we really haven't seen that. It's down about 1.77% in the after hours, which represents 2.5 cents. So really not too exciting. And so prior to the earnings call, I drew these retracements because I thought that they might be highlighting some levels that we could be testing either to the upside or the downside. And so this light blue retracement here, that was to highlight levels to the upside that might be acting as resistance. And so this retracement is based on the high that was hit on July 16th of 218, coming down to the low that we hit during market hours on the 5th. A lot of stocks, opened at their lows that day, but Luminar opened at a price of 133, but then went down lower to a low of 127, which is where I have that retracement drawn to. And so, I think that's pretty interesting because a lot of stocks opened at the low for that day and then moved higher. But what we saw with Luminar is effectively a spinning top doji. That suggests indecision with the stock, that it could be a bottom, that there's a bounce, or it could mean, like that there's indecision, buyers not pushing it high enough, sellers not pushing it low enough. That's why we get those wicks to the upside and the downside. And so from this retracement, I was thinking that we might be hopefully getting up to like 148.5, the 236 here, or, really like right around 150, but we've been fading, in the after hours. But then really the level to the upside that does stand out to me as a notable level of resistance is going to be the 382 here. That is at a price of right around $1.62. And the reason why that stands out as notable to me is because we have this consolidation here that is going to act as, a roof, a shelf for this to have a tough time getting above that prior trading, that consolidation there. There were buyers here, and then if price bounces up to that, there might be sellers there. They might want to trim their positions at break even, or maybe at take profit if they were buying down here. But what seems a little bit more likely to me, especially because we did test this prior low here at 129. This was actually a Fibonacci retracement from the bottom here up to that top. And so from that kind of upside retracement, that would suggest levels to the downside that could be acting as support. And we did do a full retracement to 129 when we hit the low on the 5th of 127. And so I actually view that this could be moving down to, around 130, maybe lower. It does look like the after hours price is around, 138. And so I wouldn't be surprised if we maybe start to head down to this prior low of 121, which was hit on April 18th, marked by that red line there. So I would look for more dip buying opportunities with Luminar. I don't think this one's going to be going to the upside. Just not much volume traded, and with that barcoding, it does suggest a good amount of weakness. That price could be driven lower, and that could represent some great dip buying opportunities. And, with that being said, a level that has stood out to me is going to be this purple downtrend that's based on the pivot lows from November 28th of 2023, as well as December 11th. So from those two pivot points, we got a bounce here, did get a break below it right here, a test of this uptrending level. I was hoping we could be, skyrocketing to that in the after hours today or tomorrow, and maybe getting up to 274 here, the 1618 from this light blue retracement. But it seems like we're going on the downside trajectory, maybe coming back to this purple downtrend, which has been tested, a lot of price action hanging out around there. And that would suggest price could be coming down to not only 121, but maybe breaking lower. And, I could see price coming down to $1 a share in all honesty. And think about it as, if I was a short seller and I wanted to drive Luminar to a precarious level, that might be $1 a share because they are listed on the NASDAQ. And in order to stay compliant with the NASDAQ, they need to be maintaining a share price of above $1 a share. And if they do drop below it, they would then have, I believe, about 3 months before there would be some compliance issues. And so, if price does go below $1, it's possible we'd be moving into reverse split territory, or, that the company would need to have some really bullish price action going on to get that price back above $1. But yeah, with this one, I see that 130 being as a nice dip buying level, then next 120, maybe getting a little bit lower than 121, and then beyond that, I think $1 a share. So I would say brace for the downside, but look forward into the future. During the live stream that I did this evening, prior to the earnings call, I talked about how Luminar reminds me a lot of Tesla in that you think of them as either, Tesla as an EV company or Luminar as a LiDAR company, but really both of those companies, they're not specific to EVs or LiDAR, they're technology companies. And Luminar is doing a lot with semiconductors, AI, automation, stuff like that. And so I think that they just have a lot of great growth potential. And I think that any dip buying opportunities to 130, 120, or $1 a share are going to be really promising in the long term. But, I am a shareholder. I'm a little bit biased there. So take that with a grain of salt, but, do prepare for the downside. But, those are just my thoughts. If you found them helpful, make sure you like the video, share your thoughts in the comments down below, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks a lot for watching, and take care.